What's up, guys? Spiderbot here with Clash of Clans, and I want to talk to you today about the heroes specifically. And since the update, I've spent some time with them. Not physically, but I've spent some time using them on raids and seeing them on defense. Obviously, they've made the change so that you can't just take them out to the corner of the base and take them out on defense. But what I want to talk about more specifically is how best to utilize your heroes on offense, and I'm going to specifically be taking a look at the Barbarian King, but this also goes to a degree for the Archer Queen, okay? One of the things that they added in is a big thing that they added in is the health recovery. That didn't exist before. I think, at least on the Barbarian King, they decreased his damage per second, his base damage per second. I'm not sure about the hit points, but regardless, I mean, if you look at, I'm Iron Fist level 2. Again, you don't unlock your secondary ability for the hero until you get to level 5. And then it's level 1, Iron Fist level 1 for the Barbarian. And then once you get to level 10, it's Iron Fist level 2. Well, if you look, right, so we get a damage increase of 101, but the health recovery is the important thing that we're going to be looking at today. His health recovery is 620. Well, if you look at his health recovery in relation to his starting hit points, it's about 30%. It's almost 30% health recovery. That's going to be an important factor in how we utilize him in battle on a raid. So we're going to take a look at a few different scenarios. I have two replays that I'm going to show you. Two replays of different scenarios that we want to utilize the Barbarian King differently in. And then there's a third that I want to show you, and I want to try and do it live, okay? So again, just looking at effective use of our heroes, and the same thing is going to similarly apply for the Archer Queen. So I'm going to look at this attack first, all right? So I won with 53%. I'm in the mode right now because I'm at Town Hall 9. I need resources. I'm attacking bases strictly for resources. Mostly for Elixir, at least right now, and mostly for Dark Elixir if I can find bases that contain those resources, all right? So we're going to skip ahead, and so I send my army in. I just spam, I'm spamming my barbarians, I'm spamming my archers, and I'm trying to get those elixir collectors. That's what I'm trying to go for. But I'm also going for gold. I want to go for gold as well. Actually, I messed that up, so let's return home. I wanted to slow that down before that point in time, so let's go back to that, and we'll do it again. I'll quad speed it up until that point, hopefully, and then slow it down. So, yeah, I'm going for the elixir collectors, but then I want that gold mine, and I didn't realize, when you're attacking the gold mine, there's so much to look at on the base, and I didn't realize that gold mine was nearly destroyed anyway. And these archers are even taking it down some more. So it is kind of a failed use of the Barbarian, but it's the way I use them that is important, okay? And this goes for, let's say you're sitting at 49% and all your troops are destroyed. So I'm sending him in, and I'm not going to use his Iron Fist ability, right? I want him to take damage. If I use the Iron Fist ability right now, then I'm wasting that health regen, right? So yeah, okay, he's going to summon 8 Barbarians to help him, and he's going to go into rage, but then I waste his health regen. So what I'm going to do, after I take out the gold mine, boom, I hit the Iron Fist ability right away, and then I end the attack. So what that does, right, that basically saves him from having to rest before you can use him to attack again. He's at full health, or actually, it does look like he's not at full health, but I think in that scenario, even though it shows that he's not quite at full health, I think he was, and he was available to be used immediately, or it was only a couple of minutes before I was able to use him again. So that's one way of using him. If you're sitting at a 48% or a 49%, and you want to use your Barb King to get that last building to get your 50% and your 1 star, send him in. Don't use his Iron Fist ability, and then once he takes out that building, he gets you the 50% and the 1 star, then use the Iron Fist to regenerate his health and immediately end the battle so that he's available for use the next time, okay? So that's one way to utilize him, and very important way as well. And, especially when you're speed raiding, I mean, to have him available almost immediately for your next raid, that is a very, very good thing. And as well, even on defense, if you're done raiding for the day, you have him available for your defense, okay? So here's the second way that we're using him, and this is more akin to how I used him before the update. All right, so we're going to bring him in here. Now, on this base, I'm specifically targeting the Dark Elixir storage. That's all I want. I only want that Dark Elixir storage, so I'm going to spam everything in. I mean, I'm going to go for the 1-star, so I brought in some archers on this town hall, but I'm literally spamming everything. And, damn it, I went too quickly again, so let's do that one again. We'll replay it again, and we'll take our time. So we're going to speed it up here and then slow it down. So, yeah, I've got the archers. I put in about 4 or 6 archers on the town hall. It's a town hall level 10, so it's going to take a little bit longer. Then I spam in my barbarians and I spam in my archers. But now I'm going to bring in the Barbarian King right away, and I'm going to utilize his ability right away. And the reason why I do it right off is because I have about 50 other barbarians that are with him that are within that same range of his aggro, like his ability, his Iron Fist ability. It has a ring of radius that also impacts other barbarians that are within the vicinity. So because I had so many on the battlefield, because I had so many barbarians on the battlefield, that's why I initiate it right away, okay? In order to aggro not only the Barbarian King, but also those other 50 barbarians, and it enabled me to bring in my clan castle troops. I had a dragon, and the dragon was able to take out that Dark Elixir collector for 2,280 Dark Elixir, okay? So that's, you know, method or sort of use number 2 that I use with the Barbarian King, okay? So the final way, and it's really taking advantage of the health boost or the health regen that he has. Let's look at the stats again and the Iron Fist. This next attack, and I want to do it live, so I'm gonna do a live attack here, and I'm gonna show you how I'd utilize him the third way. Because he has that health recovery of 620, it's going to give him 30% back on his health. So what you want to do, and let's look for an attack while I'm talking about it. What you want to do is, you know, when you bring him in, let him take damage. Let him get closer to where he needs to be. Now, it looks like I'm going to attack the space. He's got 195,000 elixir. I know it's in his storages, but we're just going to spam in our troops. And I'll show you how I would utilize the Barbarian King a third way here, okay? So let's send in our Barbarians and all our archers. We're going to obviously take out the Town Hall. And I want to try and get more archers in on those elixir collectors, okay? So now I'm going to send in my Barbarian King, all right? We're going to send him in at the top here because I want to try and get into that other elixir collector. So I'm going to monitor him, okay? I'm going to send my Archer Queen as well, just because. And then let's send in 3 lightning spells. So I'm going to monitor him. Now watch his health. What you want to do is activate his Iron Fist ability when he's at approximately, 70% health, right? So once he's dropped that 30%, so we did get all the elixir. Once he's dropped to about, drop down 30% of his health, that's when you want to initiate the Iron Fist ability, right? Because that's going to maximize your utility of your Barbarian King. So let's hit him right now. He looks like he's at about 30%, so let's hit him right there. Okay, and then he summons in the other barbarians. We actually managed to take out the Dark Elixir storage, and we're able to fully utilize his Iron Fist ability. Right? If he was taking more damage, like, you want to try and time it so that he's only down that approximate 30%. If you wait too long, let's say he's down to 10% health, and then you initiate the Iron Fist. Well, that's only going to bring him back up to about 40% health. You may not actually get the entire benefit of that Iron Fist ability because he may be taking damage. He may be under fire from various defenses, and those defenses may end up taking him out before his Iron Fist ability is up or is done. Right, is complete. So he only has a certain amount of time for his Iron Fist. Well, that's why I would recommend in that situation, wait until it looks like he's down about 30%, then hit the Iron Fist ability. He's going to regen, he's going to call in his additional troops with the barbarians, and you're going to maximize his utility of the Iron Fist ability to his maximum degree, okay? So that's the 3 ways that I typically use him. I'm sure you can think of a couple other sort of offshoots to those, but I think those are the most effective. Again, one to try and get that last of the resources or the last of the buildings to get your 1-star, and then heal him up so that he's ready for the next battle. The other, if you have other barbarians, use the Iron Fist right away. If you don't have other barbarians on the battlefield, then it may not make sense for you to do that, right? So you do it the third method. You'd work with the third method and just monitor him, and as he gets down in health, about 30%, activate the Iron Fist, and away you go. All right? So hopefully that helps. Like I said, some pretty cool changes with what they did with the latest update, especially on the hero abilities. And, you know, I think it makes for more strategic attacking. Although I haven't been attacked by Valkyries yet with jump spells, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, hope you guys got some use out of the info and the video, so we'll see you next time. I'm Spider, and I'm out.